So here with me, I have the Clean and Clear Watermelon line. I have never actually used Clean and Clear before, and I actually haven't even touched these products yet, but I'm still going to review them because even without using these products, I already know based off the ingredients that these products are not something that you probably want to be using on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin or you're prone to acne or breakouts or eczema, because they do have a lot of sensitizing agents. Also, some of the ways that these products are used, such as the cleansing wipes, the technology, the dispensary that is used to use the product is also not that great. So the first product we're going to start with are the cleansing wipes. So these cleansing wipes actually don't have that many ingredients inside of them that are necessarily harmful per se to the skin. The only thing that I would point out is that there is fragrance in here and that the wipes do have a watermelon scent. So if you are very sensitive to that, that could be something. But the fragrance in general is going to sensitize the skin. Fragrance in any product is going to sensitize your skin if you do have sensitive skin. And the thing with fragrance is that because it's used in such small quantities, and it's at the end of the ingredient list, usually people don't pay attention to it, one, and two, they don't see immediate irritation. Unless you have really sensitive skin, fragrance might not irritate your skin that much, but when it comes to something that you are leaving on your skin for ever, like you're not gonna wash it off, it's going to irritate it. And the thing with fragrance is that it's not an immediate irritation most of the time. Usually it's something kind of underneath the skin. Irritation doesn't need to be seen outside of the skin. It could actually be something that's just happening at a very lower level within the skin that you can't see right away, so you don't think anything is happening, but in reality, the irritating ingredient is actually damaging your skin, but you just can't see it yet. So with something like a makeup wipe, another thing is that makeup wipes don't necessarily contain ingredients that are meant to remove makeup. So a lot of these ingredients in here, although they aren't bad for the skin, they're not really going to remove makeup. They're not any oil-based ingredients that are going to remove makeup. So even though this product might not contain an oil-based ingredient, it still doesn't contain something that's rich and valuable in antioxidants. It's not a medicinal herb. It's nothing that will reduce redness. It's just plain like chemicals, like regular ingredients that are used, I guess, but they have no value, which is very common in a lot of makeup wipes. And the thing is, people use these makeup wipes, and because it doesn't contain anything that will take off makeup, you rub really hard. And the more you rub, the more you pull at your skin. And we know that when you pull at your skin, you have the potential to create irritation. Also, you are becoming more prone to wrinkles and fine lines as you grow older. If you are already at that age for those fine lines, you are going to create more, because you are pulling at your skin. That's why you should use an oil cleanser. I'm falling backwards, sorry. That's why you should use an oil cleanser instead of these makeup wipes. One, because it is actually more eco-friendly. Obviously, depending on the packaging that oil cleanser comes in, but most of the time, it is more eco-friendly because you're not throwing away all of these wipes. And also, at the end of the day, I was just explaining this to someone, that you buy more of these over time than you do with like an oil cleanser that comes in like a container, right? You're going to use these up quicker, and then you're going to contribute to more waste, and then you're going to contribute to more consumption. So if you are looking to be a smarter consumer, I would say head for an oil cleanser. It's going to take more time to use up than a makeup wipe, and it's safer for your skin, and you're not contributing to a lot of waste like this, like these wipes. So anyways, I think I made my point on that. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually the watermelon scrub. So I'm gonna go over this product here. This is now the next product I'm talking about, is the watermelon juicy scrub. So I wanted to also mention that the good thing about this brand is that they are very good at marketing, and I really love their packaging. but I just have to say that the ingredients used in here are, some are unnecessary and some are just not very good for the skin, and they don't hold a lot of value in them. The thing I want to talk about, I have to read it because it has numbers in it and I don't want to get it wrong. So it's called sodium C1416 olefin sulfonate. So this product is commonly used as a cleansing agent, but it can be very, very drying on the skin. So the reason it can be pretty drying on the skin is because it kind of is like a foaming agent. It creates a lot of foam, and as you know, foaming cleansers, they have a lot of surfactants in them. This kind of is like a foaming cleanser, I guess you could say, but it's not like in the pump form. But ultimately, since the ingredient does create a lot of foam, it can act as a drying agent. I could see a lot of people who have oily skin using this and getting very dried out because of it, and thinking that it's getting rid of oil and that's a good thing, but ultimately it's really damaging your skin when you feel very squeaky and dry. The other thing about this is that it does contain a lot of fragrance. The thing with these is that they smell like really potent, like watermelon and Jolly Rancher. So if an ingredient is at the end of an ingredient list, usually that means it's the smallest concentration. Fragrance usually is added at the end of an ingredient list. In this here, fragrance is not ended. It's not added at the end of an ingredient list. It's up a lot higher, which means that it's higher in concentration. And the thing is that companies don't need to name every single fragrance that they used. If they just put it under the umbrella of fragrance, then it's fragrance. The thing about fragrance, the hidden thing about it, is that we don't necessarily know how many different ingredients make up that word fragrance. So we actually have way more ingredients in here than they're putting on the ingredient list. If you are using a product with fragrance, you are going to have sensitized reactions or inflammation, irritation. Maybe it's not seen right away, but it will be seen in the future. And they do say here that they use like natural watermelon scent, but they also have fragrance right before that. And then the other thing is that they do have artificial coloring in here, and that's like a no-go. There's no reason to put that in there. You should really just keep the natural coloring. If anything colors a product, it should be the natural ingredient that you're using. The artificial colors are going to sensitize the skin. They have no value and they do nothing for the skin. They don't repair it, nothing. It's just artificial color. So the same thing with this gel moisturizer. I did try this moisturizer. On my hand, it felt fine. Like, it is jelly and moisturizing, and I do love gel moisturizers because they're very light and hydrating. And I'm not gonna say that this wasn't necessarily hydrating, but again, there's just nothing in here of value. The only thing in here that is like of value is the watermelon juice. There is colors in here, artificial coloring, and again, there's no value to artificial coloring. And I just thought of like a little reference. So if you think about artificial coloring like this, if you're making a cake and you want the cake to be a special color, you put the color blue in there. Just because you put the color blue in the cake doesn't mean that the cake tastes blue or it tastes better. It's just like cake still. So the thing is, if you put artificial coloring in a skincare product, there is no value to it. It's just still a skincare product, but it has that coloring. But the thing is that that coloring may irritate and cause inflammation because it has no value, and it's going to be very sensitizing to the skin, just as fragrance would be. So I actually am not super big into talking about products that I don't like. If I don't like something, I usually won't buy it and I won't talk about it, and it's just like, okay, I don't like it and we're gonna focus on the things that I do like. But I noticed that I do need to start talking about the things that I don't like more. I do focus a lot on the positive products out there, but sometimes you do need to be shown what isn't good and why. And I do think I convey that to you guys well, but I do need to focus on the things that are not as beneficial to you all. Ultimately, I hope that you guys found kind of a really good source of information from this video. I hope it guides you well, and I hope that you are learning to read the ingredient list more and like kind of understand what is in your products. So yeah, I hope this video essentially helped you to feel a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. Bye. you.